Do you ever imagine a morning where you can finally breathe again? Not rushing, not checking the clock, just waking up slowly, opening a window and letting the day begin on your own terms. For many people, that idea feels increasingly distant. City life keeps getting louder, housing prices keep climbing, and for those approaching retirement, there is often a quiet fear beneath it all. The fear of ending up somewhere expensive or simply overwhelming. In today's video, every home you will see is priced far below the average market level, not slightly lower, dramatically lower. Yet each one still offers something essential: walkable towns, real communities, and a lifestyle built around simplicity rather than excess. And the fourth home in this video may be the most surprising balance of all. This is Europe on Sale, a channel focused on real estate across Europe, carefully selected homes that are either ready to move in or require only light renovation. Every listing you see is real, documented, and supported with visual proof. No concepts, no speculation, just properties that actually exist. Our goal is simple: to show that owning a home in Europe is not reserved for the wealthy or the reckless. It can be realistic, it can be calm, and it can be planned without fear. In this episode, we take you to Sicily, Italy, an island where daily life still revolves around town centers, local shops, and familiar faces. We will explore 4 different townhouses, each located in a functioning community, each offering a distinct way of living. Some are close to the sea, some are surrounded by hills and countryside, others focus purely on ease and space. These are not luxury homes, they are practical homes. Homes meant for people who value peace, predictability, and long-term comfort. If you are preparing for retirement and looking for a place where life slows down naturally, this video was made with you in mind. If you're a small investor searching for a stable asset rather than a risky promise, these homes deserve your attention. And if you simply want to understand what is still possible in European real estate today, stay with me until the end, because by the time we reach the 4th property, you may realize that a different kind of life is still within reach. Imagine waking up in a Sicilian town where mornings begin with space rather than noise. The streets are quiet, the air feels dry and warm, and daily life unfolds at a pace that allows you to breathe without checking the time. Casa Ferraro Alessandria sits between rolling countryside and the southern coast of Sicily. It is close enough to the sea to feel the influence of coastal light, yet far enough inland to remain calm and residential. Life here is practical and familiar. People walk to the supermarket, stop by the pharmacy, and greet each other without rushing. It is a town that still functions for those who live there year-round. On Via Roma, one of the residential streets within walking distance of the town center, stands this 2-level townhouse offered at 19,000 euros. The house covers around 100 square meters, a generous size at this price point, and it comes with something rarely found in this range: 2 terraces. The layout is straightforward and livable. On the lower level, you find the kitchen, a bathroom, and storage space, arranged for daily use rather than display. Upstairs, the house opens into larger rooms, including a main bedroom, a secondary room, and an additional smaller space that can adapt to your needs. Both levels connect directly to outdoor terraces, creating natural light and airflow throughout the home. The house is already habitable and is being sold with its existing furniture. This removes the usual pressure of immediate setup. You can arrive, settle in, and gradually adjust the space over time. For someone looking for a second home or a simple holiday base, this makes ownership feel approachable rather than demanding. Everyday services are close and walkable. A Conad supermarket is only a short walk away, as are local pharmacies and schools. The bus stops serving regional routes are also nearby, offering connections toward Agrigento and Sciacca. While the town does not have an active train station, daily mobility is handled comfortably through road and bus links. One of the strongest lifestyle advantages of this location is proximity to nature and the coast. The beaches of Eraclea Minoa are roughly 13 kilometers away, reachable in about 20 minutes by car. Natural reserves such as Terraces and the Platani River area offer open landscapes and protected shoreline, ideal for long walks and quiet afternoons. Larger cultural landmarks, including the Valley of the Temples in Agrigento, sit within a comfortable driving distance. From a financial perspective, the numbers speak quietly but clearly. At roughly €190 per square meter, this home sits far below the average asking prices in the area. Properties in the same town are typically listed several times higher, making this an unusually low entry point for a house of this size, with outdoor space, in a functioning community. But the real value is not only financial. It is the balance this home offers: space without isolation, access without noise, and a lifestyle that feels stable rather than speculative. This is not a house meant to impress visitors for a weekend. It is a house meant to support everyday life, season after season, without pressure. This second home invites you into a different rhythm, not defined by space or views, but by simplicity and control. Casa Alex is a small inland town surrounded by gentle hills and open valleys. Life here feels steady. The days are warm, the evenings cool, and the town remains active throughout the year rather than fading between tourist seasons. People still walk to do their errands. Children pass through the square on their way home from school. The pace is unforced and familiar. The house is located on Via Martorana, right in the center of Casa Alex. From here, nearly everything you need is within walking distance. Supermarkets, the local pharmacy, schools, and the main bus stop can all be reached in just a few minutes. It is the kind of location that allows you to live without depending constantly on a car. This townhouse is arranged across 2 levels with a total area of around 50 square meters. On the ground floor, the layout is compact and practical. A small kitchen forms the heart of the home, supported by a bathroom that makes daily life simple and efficient. The space feels organized rather than cramped, designed for function rather than excess. Upstairs, the house opens into 2 rooms and an additional bathroom. One room serves comfortably as a bedroom, while the second can adapt to different needs: a guest space, a study, or a quiet sitting room. Having a bathroom on each level is a rare advantage at this size and price point, especially for longer stays or short-term guests. The property is ready to move in. There is no need for structural work or immediate renovation. This removes uncertainty and allows you to focus on living rather than planning. For buyers coming from abroad, this kind of readiness often makes the difference between intention and action. Outside the door, Casa Alex unfolds naturally. Local shops line the main streets, and cafes cluster near the town square. The bus connections, operated through the regional network, link the town to Agrigento in nearby coastal areas. While the train station is located outside the town, daily mobility is handled comfortably through road and bus travel. The surrounding landscape adds depth to everyday life. The Platani River Valley stretches around the town, offering open views and a sense of space. Within roughly 30 to 40 minutes by car, you can reach several beaches along the southern coast, including Secca Grande and Eraclea Minoa. These are places people visit for the day, then return to the calm of town life in the evening. From a financial standpoint, the entry level is clear and controlled. €13,000 for a central townhouse that is ready to use places this home well below average market values for the area. The cost per square meter remains significantly lower than comparable listings in Cianciana, while ongoing expenses stay modest due to the house's size and independent structure. This is not a home designed to grow endlessly. It is a home designed to work. For someone seeking a second residence, a seasonal rental option, or a simple base in Sicily without complexity, this property offers clarity. You know what you are buying, you know what it costs, and you know how it fits into daily life. Sometimes that certainty is the most valuable feature of all. If the previous home was about simplicity, this one is about flexibility. Not bigger in size, but more open in how it can be used. Cianciana continues to reveal itself slowly. The town does not try to impress at first glance. Instead, it settles into your routine. Mornings are calm. Shops open without rush. People move through the streets on foot, not because they have to, but because it is simply how life works here. The surrounding hills soften the horizon, and the Platani Valley gives the town a sense of space that never feels closed in. This townhouse is located near the historic center, just a few minutes on foot from the main square and the town park. It sits between Via Diana and Via Vecchio, giving the house two separate street accesses. This detail may seem small, but in daily life it adds convenience and choice. You can enter from either side, and the layout feels more open than you would expect at this size. The home is arranged across 2 levels, offering around 60 square meters in total. On the ground floor, the kitchen and bathroom are positioned for everyday use. The space feels practical and ready, not transitional. This is a house where you can arrive with your bags and begin using it immediately. Upstairs, the sleeping area is paired with an additional room that can serve different purposes. It might become a reading space, a small studio, or a guest room, depending on how you live. Above this level, a small attic space adds further storage, keeping the main rooms uncluttered and functional. The house is ready to move in. There is no renovation phase to manage, no extended timeline to calculate. For many buyers, especially those living outside Italy, this kind of readiness removes a major source of hesitation. The house does not ask you to solve problems before it becomes useful. Everything around the home supports a walkable lifestyle. Supermarkets, pharmacies, schools, and the main bus stop are all within a short stroll. Daily errands become part of the day rather than tasks to plan around. Regional bus connections link Cianciana to Agrigento and nearby coastal towns, keeping the house connected without relying on isolation. The coastal landscape remains within reach. In roughly 30 to 40 minutes by car, you can reach beaches such as Secca Grande, Eraclea Minoa, and Bovo Marina. Cultural landmarks like the Valley of the Temples and the White Cliffs of Scala dei Turchi are also accessible for day trips, adding variety without overwhelming daily life. From a financial perspective, the balance is clear. €16,000 for a ready-to-move-in house with 2 entrances and a flexible layout places this property well below local market averages. The price per square meter remains significantly lower than comparable homes in Cianciana, while the structure allows for light improvements over time if desired. But the real appeal lies in adaptability. This is a home that can change with you. Quiet when you need rest, open when you want to host, simple when life to feel lighter. It does not demand expansion or constant attention. It simply offers space that works. And for many people, that quiet reliability becomes the reason they stay longer than planned. This final home shifts the scale of everything you have seen so far. Not faster, not louder, simply larger and more open in possibility. Pollina is a working Sicilian town set inland, surrounded by farmland, hills, and long stretches of open road. Life here is steady and grounded. The town is known locally for its traditions, its community events, and a rhythm that remains unchanged by seasonal tourism. People live here year-round. Shops stay open. Streets stay familiar. The house is located on Via A Volta, within walking distance of daily services and public transport. From the outside, it appears modest, but once inside, the scale becomes clear. This townhouse spans approximately 190 square meters across 3 levels. At this price range, space like this is rare. Even more so when it comes with a private garage of around 25 square meters located directly within the town center. For anyone who has lived in a historic Sicilian town, this alone changes daily life in a meaningful way. The ground floor is dedicated to everyday living. A kitchen and living area create a functional base supported by a bathroom and additional storage space. The layout feels solid rather than decorative, built to be used rather than admired from a distance. The garage connects naturally to this level, making movement simple and practical. On the first floor, the home opens into 2 bedrooms, a storage room, and a terrace. This terrace adds light and air, offering an outdoor pause between floors. It is not a panoramic viewpoint, but a usable extension of living space, suitable for quiet mornings or slow evenings. The second floor is currently in a rustic state, covering around 50 square meters. This level is unfinished but structurally present and ready to be shaped. It could remain storage, or it could become additional bedrooms, a studio, or a separate living zone. This is where the home stops being fixed and starts becoming flexible. The property is habitable as it stands. You do not need to renovate the entire house before using it. Instead, the unfinished upper level allows improvement to happen gradually, aligned with budget and intention rather than urgency. Daily services are close and accessible on foot. Supermarkets, pharmacies, schools, and local medical facilities sit within the town. Bus connections link San Biagio Platini to surrounding areas, while the nearest train station is located in the neighboring district. Larger hospitals and administrative centers are reachable by car. From a lifestyle perspective, this home sits within reach of some of southern Sicily's most recognizable landmarks. The Valley of the Temples lies around 35 kilometers away. The white cliffs of Scala dei Torci and the southern coastline are also accessible for day trips, offering contrast to inland life without overwhelming it. Financially, the entry point is striking, €19,000 for nearly 200 square meters, with a garage and expansion potential, places this property at roughly €100 per square meter. This is far below local and regional averages, and difficult to replicate elsewhere without sacrificing size or usability. But numbers alone do not explain this home. It is not about doing more, it is about having room to choose, room to live comfortably now, room to expand later, and room to hold a property that does not rush you into decisions. This is not a house that demands transformation. It simply offers capacity. And for the right person, that capacity is exactly where long-term value begins. When you place all 4 homes side by side, the contrast becomes clear. Not in price, but in intention. Each property in this video represents a different way of approaching life in Sicily. Not one is perfect, not one tries to be, and that honesty is what makes them meaningful. None of these homes promise shortcuts. None of them rely on hype or urgency. They are not answers to fantasy, they are answers to reality. Reality where retirement needs calm, not isolation. Reality where investment means stability, not speculation. And reality where owning a home should support your life, not dominate it. At these price levels, the decision is rarely about whether a property is affordable. It is about whether it fits the life you actually want to live. Do you value simplicity and knowing exactly what your space requires? Do you value flexibility and leaving room for change? Or do you value scale and the comfort of having options over time? Sicily still offers all 3, but only if you are willing to look beyond the obvious. If one of these homes stayed with you longer than the others, that reaction matters. It often reflects a direction you are already leaning toward. And sometimes, recognizing that direction is more important than choosing immediately, because the right home does not call for urgency, it invites clarity.